This is our copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. This is round two. We're going to give it another shot. We just had our stream crash. Round two. All right, we're going to drop the audio on that. And I was doing a test last time we went live. I did it with no audio, and I didn't get that weird little notification. It says copyright, but it doesn't impact your channel. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid that. So we're going to remix the intro eventually. That's in the works. No rush. It'll get here when it gets here, and I'm excited about it. We got someone in the chat. We had a few people in the chat. Hopefully, we didn't lose anyone. Thank you. You welcome back as well, Dragonfly. A happy rising to you again. We're going to give it another shot. That's how it goes. Those stream crashes could be discouraging at times, but it's all good. That's how we learn. I'm definitely learning, especially after a year of this. And oh, look, you can see the background. Let's switch that up. Give me 1 second. Boom. There we go. Ha. What up, Brandon? Hope you're doing great, Mr. Big Dwarf, says Brandon. Hope you're doing well, bro. Look at that. It's not even, there we go. Now it's letting me, wasn't letting me click on your comments there. We'll see if Garrel and Jeff and the rest of the gang comes back. Were you here for the stream crash, Brandon? Hopefully not. Yeah, we're gonna have at it. Another go. Don't give up. I was just expressing myself about the whole situation with the Patterson Gimlin film. Still, a lot of people still processing that. A lot of channels still talking about it. It's still fresh, you know. Some people are not engaging with it. Some people are. I seen MK Davis just dropped another short video today on the Patterson film, showing a particular clip. Caught that right away. And I guess he's going to be on with Jessica Jones on Wednesday. Yeah, they rescheduled, which is good news because when I found out he was going to be on, and then that fell through, I was like, "Uh-oh, what's going on here?" But yeah, no, he dropped the vid, and I guess he's going to be on with her, so that's going to be exciting. I'd like to hear what he has to say, and I know he's going to be holding his ground. And yeah, I'm curious to hear what everyone has to say. And I've been checking out and sharing different channels that have been touching on it. So if you go to the posts, those posts, you should receive them too. I know they could maybe be annoying sometimes, maybe stuff that may not pique your interest. But yeah, sure. Anything that I find interesting, pictures. It's been a while since I think I've shared some pictures, but yeah, I'll do stuff like that. And what up, Raymond? Says no, sir. Just logged in. Right on. We'll see if Garrow comes back. We lost a few. They said, we're over it. We're going to bed. But it's all good. We got a couple of new reports lined up. What up, euphoric guru? What's up, fool? We'll pull up the stream on the monitor here. Uh-oh. Now we're not showing on the monitor. What? Here we go. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to get right into it. So yeah, I was expressing myself About the film still. I'm still processing. It's been coming in waves. And not that I'm getting angry. I've already expressed that. I'm excited. I think, some people are talking about a reset if it is a hoax. And we're talking the Patterson Gimlin film, the famous Bigfoot film from the late 1960s. Yeah, I'm not even sure about the date now. I'm just like, oh. uh yeah, a lot of interesting information being put out there. And of course, yeah, the comments crazy as ever. And there's some good ones too out there. There's people making some good videos. And again, we're sharing that out in the post section of the channel. So you could go ahead and check that out there, see what we've shared so far. So I'm been keeping up. I've seen a few other videos, but I just didn't dive into those. But and I know some of you aren't even engaging with some of this, maybe low key, not online. But yeah, and then we heard possible showing of the documentary maybe later in the year. I heard someone shoot out a particular month, and we announced that, and we'll see if it happens. Don't make me sneak in there. I definitely want to check it out, and so yeah, so I could decide for myself, and we could continue the conversation. Some people want to just dead this now. It's gonna keep going. It's just a part of the whole Bigfoot. Some may call it a circus, but yeah, Bigfoot history for sure. It's not discouraging me from going back to Bluff Creek, not at all. I love it up there. And yeah, I feel there's definitely stuff happening up there, and I can't wait to go back. The last time, the tent situation, that was intense. So there's stuff happening for sure. So still have that in my plans, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I know I've heard some people, and maybe it's just what they're feeling in the moment, but yeah, I'm just like, oh wow, okay. A lot of stuff happening. It's coming in waves, and people processing stuff and expressing themselves the way that they do, and I feel like a lot of people are taking it pretty good too. I'm pretty stoked, but like I said, it comes in waves too. So sometimes you'll get a wave of just a bunch of negative type stuff, which is interesting. And I've talked about this. There was someone who was supposed to make a documentary on like the psychology of Bigfooters. This would be a perfect time. Yeah, seriously. And I was also mentioning before the stream crashed about, yeah, this. I was like, man, like it hit me. I'm like, this is Bigfoot. Many of us believe Bigfoot has a trickster element to it. And I'm like, this is it. And that film is back up again. I heard even, I think, Patricia Patterson mentioned that the film is cursed. Could be. Um, but yeah, no, it's an exciting time. And some people are talking about, yeah, if it is a hoax, it's like going to reset the whole Bigfoot game, which is great too. Resets are great. Uh, I'm learning to embrace stuff like that. So again, excitement. And if it is real, even if that's exciting too. So yeah, I can't wait to find out. And hopefully, fingers crossed, wherever it's playing next, that we get a chance to get up there and get a viewing. Who knows? It's going to be like a lottery. I wonder how that's going to work out. Oh man. Am I down to Camp Los Angeles Forest? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. We've done it before. We've talked about we've done Chilau campground, but if you got some spots, let me know. You wanna believe. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's just start there. What's up, Ivy? We got Ivy Ramirez in the house. And, yeah, I was also discussing, man, it was a busy weekend at the shop. And thank goodness we made it through the weekend. Yeah, we had a punk show on Friday, and that's always wild, but, you know, we made it through Friday, made it through the punk show. And I don't attend. Things get set up while I'm there, and then things get going. Sometimes they start while I'm still there, but yeah, when it's time to go, I go. And anyways, my brother stayed late all those nights. Last night was a hip hop show that worked out, and then today was a hip hop workshop, all ages. It was active. Yeah, all sorts of youth and people were out, mothers and kids. It was good to see it. Shout out to the homeboy that put that together, and it was good to see a lot of familiar faces out there. Yeah, great weekend. Hopefully, you had a good one as well. It was this heat wave we had, and I'm always clearing my throat, thinking it's like could be to you know because I smoke, but who knows? Yeah, we got bad air going on out here all the time, and so it makes me think. But yeah, we got heavily bombed on yesterday. Yeah, the skies were just planes were out and spraying their stuff, and today was just like, oh, bleh, it wasn't even sunny anymore. It's like, what happened? Yeah, so heads up. Yeah, what else is going on out there? Bigfoot related. We talked about the Ohio Bigfoot flap. There's a couple of things that came up with that I wanted to talk about because I think there's a fresh report. We got several reports off the Bigfoot mapping project and the BFRO, so we'll check those out. And one of them's out of Ohio where that flap rash streak's been happening. And now whether that's true or not, and I feel like, Jeremiah feels like it's really some legit stuff happening there, and he's had some interesting interviews with people. And I've never met Jeremiah in person, but I trust his judgment and I like his approach to the subject and everything. So yeah, it could be that something's really happening out there. So too bad it couldn't be out there checking it out. But we've seen some people that were boots on the ground, some other folks that were out that way showing us Portage County where some of the activity started at. And we're gonna have a look here in a minute. What up, Juliana? You doing late night farm thugging? Is that what's going on there? Oh, so sick of yeah. Have they been spraying up your way too? Yeah, today they hit us hard. Yesterday as well. Yeah, it was yesterday they hit hard, and today it just seemed like all that stuff maybe came down. It was just like gray. I was like, oh, weird. After this heat wave where we're having sunny mornings and stuff, and they were hitting us during the heat wave too, which sucks. But this time I noticed it was like a big dose, and it just lingered into today. Ugh. That's why I gotta clear my throat. I think every so often, but it's all good. I'm taking care of myself. I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing over here. You know what to do. You should know. If not, listen to your body. And see Dragonfly. Never met you in person either, friend, but I trust your opinion. Yeah. Same thing with you. And I think, there's certain things, like, I don't know, just living up that way. There's certain codes. There's certain codes out here. There's certain codes maybe where you live as well. and I'm sure there is. Just got to live by those codes. And I seen you, Juliana, mention one of the last streams. You popped in. I didn't get to greet you, but I seen you towards the end, right when I hit end, and you're like, you said something, 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 and keep it real. I was like, oh yes, I wanted to jump back on live and be like, hey, I like that you said that. And I know you do. I could tell just by the your lifestyle, what you do. You know that farm life, farm thugging. It's the real deal, and that's why I want to get back to that. Connect me back to nature and all that stuff. It's amazing. So you're definitely blessed, and I'll get back there. I'm working on it. Yes. What up, Russell? What the? Yeah, it's a late one, bro. And we crashed a little earlier. So this is round two. Welcome back. We're just kind of you haven't missed anything. We're gonna get into these reports here, and we'll see how this flows. I was just kind of touching base on the whole Patterson situation again, and just yeah, I like how a lot of people are processing and giving their point of views, sharing how they're feeling, pointing out certain things, and in some circles, things have gotten nasty, and that's expected. And I'm just like, yeah, this is Bigfoot. You know, Bigfoot known to be a trickster, also Bigfoot known to rep honesty. Bigfoot, and this is it. You know, all this controversy and you know, Patricia Patterson, I heard supposedly said that the film was cursed, which I could see that as well. And then so much stuff. I can't wait to hopefully check out the. Don't make me sneak in there to the next showing of that documentary. And I'm totally down to head out to wherever it may be at. And yeah, we kind of got word of possibly when, what month they may be showing it. Come on, Juliana, get me up there. We could watch it together. Who wants to go? I bet the Willow Creek Museum gonna be pissed. Oh, who says that? Misguided angel? Nah, I don't think so, man. And I briefly heard from there. Just like UFO went to UAP, they are all trying to turn Patty into fringe, says Juliana. Yeah, man. It's wild, but it's still, you know, interesting. Even if it turns out to be a hoax, it's still gonna be. I mean, I'm still going to Bluff Creek, Juliana. You know they're up that way. You know what's going on up around there, girl. So it's all good. Sorry, Mike. Uh, so it's all good. And no matter what, even if that's it's just gonna be a part of it's a part of it's been a part of Bigfoot history, and here it comes back again. It's it comes in there's cycles of things. And here comes the PG coming back into play and yeah, what is it? Oh man.
Bigfoot Mania 2026.
I keep hearing that in my head throughout the day. And yeah, it's interesting. So I'm embracing it, enjoying it. If it's a reset for all the information with you, hey, I think we're getting hit with several resets right now at the moment. So it's about that time. And if it's real, it's gonna be just as amazing. I think, yeah, things are gonna keep on going. It's not disclosure, it's division. Easy playbook, always used. Hey, yeah, see you seeing some tactics being used. Yeah. And also the so going on to the we're gonna get into the Bigfoot flap also, right? The rash, the streak in Ohio. And someone actually pointed out something interesting today. And I don't know if I had heard it uh somewhere else. Can't pinpoint it. but I'm glad they brought it up again today because I want to bring this up too. So let's see. So yeah, the flap, if that's really happening, that's super interesting. We've read several reports, and it seemed like a lot of that stuff was happening. These streaks, flaps, or whatever you want to call them, it seemed like in the 70s. We've pointed out even here in LA. You can find those reports on the BFRO, or if you really dig, I want to go to like the library downtown, go inside that old world building. It's been a while, and maybe look up some news articles about that time and see if you could find anything there. I'm sure you could. Um, and yeah, because there was a flap of reports out here, Lancaster, Palmdale. We got into all that, and that was interesting. So those flaps are really interesting because it's like, what the hell is like, and then it stops, and sometimes they'll return to those specific areas in like maybe like 10 years. I've heard sometimes, or maybe it'll come in certain cycles, again, cycles, right? And oh, are you doing there's P&W Rush? Is Russell doing the Paul Freeman? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, Russell can't go to bed either. So earlier, let's see, too bad they didn't come back, but we had Garrel hanging out, and Jeff, the homie Jeff, and Jeff was like, I can't sleep. And yeah, so was I touching on, yeah, the Ohio streaks, the flaps. Um yeah, I find those fascinating and interesting. And yeah, who knows? Is that really, because that's what I would imagine, like more reports would be like that. There would be several of them in an area, but I guess it depends where the area is, population of people, and all that. I guess there's a lot of factors to go into that, but I want to see more flaps, more patty flaps. Hey, Juliana says, yes, sir. It ain't no joke. And I hope that Patty got a little revenge for her exploits. The last decades fires were, let's see, boom. Fires were strategic, just like her FU footage after what they did. uh, yeah. And what was it, 2 years ago? That one particular fire got all the way, like it almost made its way down to the site, to the actual site, and that was interesting. But I guess they saved it, so that was cool. Um, and again, even if it turns out to be all just whatever, you know, a hoax, I think it's still gonna be like a legendary spot too. It's like, oh yeah, that's this is part of it here. So anyway, I still think there's Bigfoots up there, even though P&W Rush never got anything on game camera. He got something interesting. He did get something very interesting. He did share that, so that's awesome. I'm totally down with that. But yeah, even Bluff Creek Project hasn't gotten it. I mean, if they've gotten anything, I haven't seen it. But I wonder if they have some like strange stuff, just stuff that maybe they couldn't identify. That'd be cool. But we did see one time, one of the last time we are checking some game cameras down there, and we got footage of this, and you could see a bear, and that's probably what activated the camera. But then something spooks the bear, and the bear takes off. You can see the bear turns around, sees something, and he's like, "Woo, peace, I'm out of here." But yeah, you couldn't see what it was. But and Juliana says it's no hoax for the region, but I think the location is. Hmm. And P&W Rush, hopefully you had a good weekend, bro. And I know you said Sundays. I don't know when you're going to be available, but just let me know. And even if Glenn can't make it. It's all good. We can make something work out. And I know you and Paul had asked about having you on over, and feel free, dude. You could, you know, do Paul's first, and we could link up and do our thing whenever. No pressure, man. What else? Yeah, anyone get out this weekend? Anyone been doing any squatching since all this has been happening? Yeah, I'm excited. I wish I could get out. I want to get out. But then again, gas prices, oh my goodness. I'm saving my pennies now, just not really going anywhere, and just so I could make one good trip this year, hopefully. Juliana there. They just need to dive into a little bit deeper. Wilds there. Wilds around there. But intent is always going to call your card before you show up. Yep. See, PNW Rush is saying I got some more coming out on my Bluff Creek camera. All right, Bigfoot is working on it. Bigfoot fades. Cheers to her. Super cool, and that's nice of her to be, helping out. She's so helpful. That's great. Let's check out these reports. So let's not forget. I want to touch on this little Ohio trip. I kind of went down a squatch hole with it, and I think it'll be exciting. But let's read some of these reports. Check this out right quick. So over on the Bigfoot Mapping Project, there is a new report, and let's fix this right quick. Go like that, and get a squatch eye view, a bat squatch eye view, a bat squatch's eye view. Uh, so yeah, you can probably see there. We got one green light there going on, and it's in the state of Indiana, right? Yeah, right there, right, almost on the border of Kentucky there, and dropping the Squatch a little further. There's actually, look, there's one report nearby there. And I see the town. Is it a town? Leavenworth, Indiana. Anyone? Got the Ohio River going through here. And just, yeah, a whole lot of greenery everywhere. It's like a town over here. Some houses over here as well. Maybe a farm or something. And here as well. Like, yeah, he's in someone's backyard probably. Anyway, let's check this out. It says 12 to 24, 3:25 a.m. No height description. We got a vocalization on this one. All right. Whoa. that might be a dog man there. Sorry about that. I came home that morning. While I was getting out of the truck, I noticed a very strong, decomposing, musty smell. Oof. Once I got inside, I heard two loud, roaring howls. Oh, it was very unnerving, he says. And it says it left some footprints. Wonder if they tried casting. Let's see here. We got a little more information on this one. The week before, dang it, the week before the incident at home, I was driving home along the edge of the Obannon State Forest when I saw something large, human shaped, move off the road near Leavenworth, Indiana. It was dark and didn't have any reflective clothing or lights. I didn't get a great look at it, but after what happened a week later, I believe it was a Bigfoot. Ooh. Interesting. That's a good one. I like that. And again, there is one nearby. Let's see, where'd that other Squatch go? There was a red one nearby. Oh, I guess that's up here near Marengo. So that's not too far. All right. So that's the latest report off the Bigfoot mapping project. It's always exciting to get some there. And we're gonna head on over to the BFRO now as they've been what up, Ghost? Ghost Lori, good to see you. And yeah, the Bigfoot mapping BFRO all of a sudden has been posting a bunch of reports like back to back to back to back to back. So that's all good. And again, we'll put our disclaimer out. We were talking PG film earlier, and I'm aware of some of the stuff being said out there by certain people, and we know who runs this site. And so just a heads up, we're just doing this for the information. See if we could dig up any data. Of course, there's an entertainment value to it as well. And I'm practicing my reading. And so yeah, we do it for educational purposes as well. Yeah. I'll have to ask my Ohio homies, says Juliana. I got my donkey jack from about unusual stories. Ohio seems popular for the paranormal. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely aware of it. And I probably, I don't know because I've never been, but yeah, I've heard a lot about it. So it's up there. I definitely respect to Ohio. And there's a buddy who comes by. I call him Ohio. He comes by the shop, and yeah, it's a trip because he has LA roots and actually East LA roots, and he's he was like raised in Ohio too, and out in the country, different parts of Ohio. So he's got that Ohio vibe to him, but he's total LA too. So it's a cool mix to see this guy, and yeah, very intelligent, very knowledgeable, super cool dude. And yeah, I think he'd probably be my best guide for Ohio. Let's see here. So let's take a look at the recently added reports here over on the BFRO. So check this out. We had read all of these, and I want to say the last one was this Arkansas one, the smack over one. Yeah, that one stuck with that one smacked me over the head too. Uh so it stuck with me. So I've learned that there's a place called Smackover. And then there's been two other reports added since. So we're gonna get into those. We're gonna have a look at them and see what's going on because one of them I could see already, Ashland County, Ohio. Hmm. But we'll go over to Maine first, and this is report 79934. It's a Class B submitted by witness Thomas Wood on Friday, March 20th, 2026. Campers kept awake by menacing vocalizations. Did it sound like this? Oh no. Oh man, that's wild. So menacing vocalizations all night long, 57 miles north of Bangor. So the year was 2022, season was summer, August 27th, Maine. Is it Piscataquis? Pisc Piscat Piscataquis. Did I say it right that time? Piscataquis. Piscataquis County. And then there's some location details there, some coordinates. And nearest town is Brownsville. Nearest road, Route 11, observed Saturday, August 27th, 2022, my lovely lady's birthday. We planned on hiking Mount Katahdin on Sunday. And forgive me if I pronounced that wrong. And didn't have a reservation, which was fine because I've always gotten in last minute due to the no shows. Let me try that again. So that they didn't have a reservation, which was fine because I've always gotten in last minute due to the non or no shows. We decided to camp out nearby and ride up early in the next morning. We went into Joe Mary Lake Road and they had spots open at Joe Mary Lake Pond. We agreed and got on our campsite at 6 p.m. ish. Per standard camping procedure, my lady set up the tent while I made a fire and started dinner. Right on. We enjoyed the pond and enjoyed our meal before laying down at around 8:30. And sorry about the reading, folks. Don't make me make excuses. I don't fall asleep easy ever. So for some time, I was just laying there listening to the sound of nature. My girl snoring heavily, fed, watered, and happy. I was listening to some noises across the pond that sounded like a loon at first, and I fixated on it. It was real quiet at first, but got louder as time went on. I think it meant on. Say 30 ish minutes. It was a weird set of whoops and woos. I initially thought it was an adolescent loon trying to find his voice until I realized it was more than one. It was more like half a dozen or more, and every three or four whoops would turn into what sounded almost like regular human gibberish or what I thought was an owl. I was perplexed and thought maybe I was hearing things, so I woke my woman and said, "Honey, I'm just making sure I'm not going crazy. But do you hear that?" She was groggy, but immediately started listening intently until the next woo, and she confirmed I was hearing things correctly. I said, "Okay, but wait, because sometimes it's not normal. It sounds like a pig Latin gibberish." So we listened to the woos and whoops up and down the backside of the pond until weird gibberish noises happened. She looked confused at first. I'm betting because it was dark, we were in a tent, and she got really unsettled when I said, "Honey, I do not know what that is." This statement hit deep because she knows I've been essentially living in the forest of Maine recreationally for many years, and I'm a registered guide. And she got really unsettled, or real unsettled, sorry. We kept listening. They continued at different intervals, at different distances across the pond, up and down the far shore until it sounded like the nearest one was rounding the bend toward our camp site. At that point, we heard a huge splash in the water, which registered at first like OMG, that's a loon, okay? Until the howls and whoops started again and we could hear distant branches breaking. Loons don't typically break branches or walk in the woods, so maybe I'm wrong on that assumption. By now it's nearing 2 a.m. All night listening to these strange calls and random bouts of gibberish and wooing and whistling and rumbling. I'm racking my brain on all the critters I could think to figure out what it could be. 2:30 a.m. rolls around, and I know because I checked, something very odd took place. Out of nowhere, in the pond, 8 feet from the tent, something charged and charged through the water and let out two big snorts. Big snorts. My girl was not okay with this moment. I grabbed my gun and moose or bear. Let me see. I grabbed my gun, my headlamp, my flashing, my flashing, and told her I need to figure this out. That is either a moose or a bear. In my head, I was about to have a staring match with a bear over the dinner I made earlier, or show my lady her first main moose that showed up in the worst way possible. 30 seconds elapsed or so, not sure. Adrenaline was pumping before I burst out of the tent, literally gun blazing, headlamp on the forehead, scanning the water first, though the woods or through the woods, up and down the dirt road we took, and nothing, absolutely nothing, which was very, very unsettling. It was at this point I knew I needed to keep my cool for the sake of her panic. The only thing I noticed since leaving the tent was that the noise stopped. No wooing, no whoops or whistling. I restored the fire pit, listening intently. Nothing. My girl was waiting. I told her I saw nothing. I got back into the tent and it says lay her down, and I swear to whoever is listening, as soon as it says lay her down and settling in, the calls started again. Then we heard something move silently between us and the fire. And it says, I think it's just, but it says Jussie. And just looked at each other. My brain was ready to burst. All my years in the woods of Maine and all over the country, nothing has baffled me more. I didn't know what to do. My whoops and woos were louder, or the whoops and woos were louder, which told me they were moving closer. And now we were hearing them call from across the dirt road, but we could not see. Could not. It's weird. It jumps to, it says, also hearing breathing, whatever. Only twice we heard the breathing, but both times my lady was desperately trying not to panic. It's nearing 4 a.m. now, and the adrenaline was wearing thin for me and her. Jeez. The noises persisted and kept moving in what sounded like a single file-ish line, except for one was, it says beastie mystery. Wee beastie mystery animal that was hanging near the tent. The hell? I might have skipped a line or two there. Sorry, y'all. And so I'm gonna continue here. It says I was dozing off until I felt something kick my foot, and it was my girl. I came back to reality, and she whispered, "It's behind us on the road." The same snort growl we heard after the splashes in the water sounded off again behind us on the dirt road, and we could hear the dirt move under its feet. The tent is only 20 feet from the road and 8 or 10 feet from the lake. At this time, it's almost 4:45. My alarm was set for 5. A few more minutes ago, or a few more minutes go by, and I'm just 100% listening as close as I can to anything outside. Then, without warning, maybe 20 yards from the tent, the same wooing, and it says, "We listening to all night sounded off loudly. We both froze. After being frozen all night, or frozen all night, damn night, and just looked at each other. I shook my head, sick of it all, and just got up. The light was already bright enough to see at the point in the morning, and I was exhausted. We packed up, and it says ultimately decided we packed up and ultimately decided we weren't fit for Katahdin. We heard nothing more after that, by the way, but I was dead set in my wilderness guide mind to find out the culprit behind our experience. The next 2 days, I listened to recordings of all the Maine owls, birds, mammals, everything I could find to establish the creature we heard. I found nothing until yesterday. I stumbled across a recording taken back in, and it says in with the M, in the 80s from the Sierra Nevada mountains, probably the Sierra Sounds or something, huh? I'm sure you're all familiar. My girl borrowed my truck to go to El, uh, is it Ellsworth? Yeah, it looks like Ellsworth. And this is that, I think they meant that day, but there's a Y. A lot of typos in this one. It does throw you off, let me tell you. And she picked me up at the docks after I got done work. And I said, "Honey, I think I found the animal that tormented us all night Saturday." And I played the recording for her. And immediately she was like, "OMG, that's exactly it. What was it?" I've been freaking out for 2 days now. And I showed her the title of the Sasquatch noises from the Sierra Nevada camp. Anyways, here I am. And so there's that. That was a tough read there. And it says, also notice nothing. Let's see. Two witnesses. Yes. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that was all night Squatch activity. If it was Bigfoot's, man. Sounds like a memorable night. Thanks for hanging in there. We're going to check this one out. Hopefully, this next one is not as tough, but this is going to be exciting because it's in Ohio and it's from this year. So we'll have to take a look at when the flap started. Maybe this is part of the flap. I don't know. I have no idea, but it says March 2026, Ohio, Ashland County, and it's a Class B recent. It says there. And it says possible Bigfoot tracks and definite knocks on the east edge of Ashland. Let's check that out. Yeah, it's not too bad. Let's go for it. And it says report 79920 Class B submitted by witness Thomas Paul Shell on Monday, March 16th, 2026. Possible Bigfoot tracks, like we read right now. And Knox 2026 spring, March, Sunday, and it's the 15th, Ohio, Ashland County, coordinates there, information from website, and it has a link there. And it says the park lies east of a large cattail marsh that is a short walk from the parking lot. A 250-foot boardwalk crosses the marsh and is the only access to the main body of the park. Beyond the boardwalk are two short 0.5 mile loops and a 1.5 mile loop around the edge of the park. Gravel trails wind through woods, meadows, wetlands, and along the Jerome Fork River. 100 acres of swamp oak maple forest, several wetlands are present. Nearest town is Ashland, and nearest roads is US Route 250, Township Road 743, Interstate Highway 71. And it says observed here. My wife and I arrived to Audubon Wetlands Preserve in Ashland, and around 10:30 a.m. there were no others at the park when we arrived. We proceeded into the park and crossed over the 300-foot boardwalk bridge that crosses the Cattail Marsh to get to the main hiking area of the preserve. When we finished crossing the bridge, we both heard 2 to 3 loud wood knocks at my wife that my wife commented on. So, a couple of wood knockers there, interesting. That's cool that they got their attention. And it says the hike was pleasant and uneventful until we found the tracks in the muddy area of the southwest field part of the preserve. We found 3 or 4 large unidentifiable tracks that measured approximately 14 to 16 inches long. They were barefoot, humanoid in appearance. No claw marks were noted. The prints were long, but narrow for the length. The appearance or they appeared to be toe prints, and they were pressed down deeply into the mud. I took multiple pictures of these prints. Atmosphere changed slightly, but still no other unusual events at the time. More hikers had arrived at the preserve that we encountered when walking back to the parking area. My wife was somewhat disturbed for the rest of the day. And it says here also noticed there were no other hikers at the time of the knocks and the track discovery. There was some animal activity in the preserve, mostly squirrels and 2 large deer sighted just before discovering the tracks. Ooh, did they shapeshift into deers? I gotta ask myself that. Um, no unusual orders, no unusual odors. Slow it down, bro. Uh, the atmosphere seemed normal, not heavy or oppressive. That's good attention to detail. Just a normal early spring day. There was a lot of downed trees and limbs from the recent windstorms. Other witnesses, yes, my wife was with me hiking through the trail in the low brush field area in the southwest part of preserve. Other stories, yes. Report number 69065 submitted by witnesses or witness on Sunday, April 25th, 2020. First, Sasquatch was spotted at the edge of the tree line behind the warehouse 24 gym on the outskirts of Ashland. Hmm. Maybe a Bigfoot doing workout or something. There's the coordinates on that. Time and condition, late morning, 10:30 to 11 a.m. The temperature was in the 50s. The sky was partially sunny with some light cloud cover. Wind speed was light, no precipitation. And it talks more on the environment there. I think we have an idea. And there's a follow up report there by investigator Eminem. All right. So 2 more reports added there. And so what's interesting, let's see. So Ashland County, let's see if we could pull this up. Oh no. Nope. Where'd you go? There we go. Let's see. Can y'all see that? So Ashland, so where is it? Is that it right there? I think that might be it over here. And I think the flap may have started, and there's Portage. May have started here in Portage and started making it was gonna either make its or made its way up to Trumbull and then went down. I forget how it was, something like that, right? They kind of headed east and then south. And if we get a map of it again, we'll take a look. But I think it was something like that. But Ashland, I guess it's not too far. That's it right there. Yeah, that is it. From Portage, let's see, it's about what, 2 counties away. And that report was on, it says here, have another look. 15th of March. So that's very recent. So maybe it is part of the flap. No, it's not. It's in Ashland. What the hell? But maybe it is part of the flap. Yeah. Maybe it's the same group. If it's a group of Sasquatch or a pair, or it seemed like a pair to me. So I wonder, what do you, we'd have to look and see if there's any other submitted reports. What up, Wild Man? Yeah, we got a Wild Man up in here. That's what's up. Yeah. All right. So there it is. 2 new reports added to the website, or for the public. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we could dig up some more reports near around where this Ohio flap is going on. And I've heard an interesting thing, people talking about, let's see, is it here? So here's a little bit of the flap, in case no there's someone out there that knows nothing about it, has no idea. There's been a streak of reports in the Ohio area. There you go, flap. And so check that out. So I don't know, could that report be related to the flap? I guess is what I'm asking myself now. And I think this is it here, right? So people were talking about some sort of meteor falling or something like that. And I was like, what the hell? No, that ain't it. Where'd you go, meteor? Right here. Is this the Ohio one? Yep, that's it. Yeah, anyone hear about this meteor? And so when was it? A bright fireball meteor caused by a 7-ton asteroid about 6 feet in diameter streaked across the skies of northeast. Seems like about the area where these reports are coming from, right? Ohio on Tuesday, March 17th. So that's 2 days after that report we just read. And when did the flap start? Let's see. So flap started on March 12th. It's saying here, I believe. Let's see. So Ohio Bigfoot flap occurred in Northeast Ohio between March 6th and March 12th. And so that report's on the 15th from a few counties away in Ashland County. And then the meteor was what, the 15th it was saying? Yes. So, or 17th, sorry. And some people were saying maybe the Bigfoots were running from the meteor or something like that. And that's all good. Whatever. I don't think so. Uh but what I do find interesting is that there's this uh sighting of this meteor during this flap, right? If it's really happening. And it just made me think of the Vegas situation. I remember the aliens in Vegas, right? Because they also seen, and I know this is another one people got really passionate about, and it was like international news. It was all over the place, right? National news for sure. And if some of you may remember, some of you maybe didn't know at all, but there was a mysterious green fireball. Yes. And I've talked about how I've seen that before in Vegas too. I watched it from the town of Henderson. We had a view of Vegas. We're actually walking outside of a casino, and I talked about this. Grandpa had passed. We had just gotten word. Grandma had hit the jackpot on a slot machine, and so we were leaving. And when we get outside of the casino, I see this huge green fireball go across. It seemed like it went over Vegas, and I was like, "What the? Yeah, what the?" And apparently, I looked into it, and apparently, it is a thing. There's this green fireball. What is it? A meteor, comet, or whatever that comes by every so often. And I guess that was one of the areas. So I guess that was it. But I kind of felt like, oh damn, Grandpa. They just came to pick up Grandpa. What the? I was like, this is pretty cool. But anyway, they seen that night too, and even a law enforcement officer seen it. It was interesting. You could dive into it. There's videos, like there's a YouTube video there. You can check that out. And there was like body cam footage and stuff. All that was very interesting. They were asking like residents, did anyone see like aliens around here? Yeah. What was your thoughts on it? I think there was something was happening. There's definitely several other alien related situations going on at the time too. And it's an interesting time. But now it's time for Bigfoot. Oh yeah, Bigfoot Mania 2026. So yeah, so it's interesting that this is happening. And someone earlier mentioned on a particular podcast I was listening to earlier today, and I really like their point of views, and I'm glad they went live. And you could probably find you could find that video posted on the channel here. But uh yeah, they are talking also about because everyone's talking about the PG film and then the Ohio flap. And what was interesting that was brought up, and I had heard it somewhere else, and I don't know exactly. Man, maybe I'll or maybe I can't mention it. But yeah, it was interesting to hear that there's also a conference coming up in Ohio, and get your tickets because the train is here. All aboard. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." It's like one of the if not like one of the biggest conferences, and I thought that was interesting. I forget, well, I know who brought it up today, but and thank you for that. And I don't know if they want me to bring it up, but they did bring it up briefly, and I was like, "You know what? That's true." And so I thought that was interesting as well. Has anyone hit this festival here? Let's see. Wildman is saying something here. Let me read that. Listen, those green and yellow fireballs streaking across the sky are UFOs. Actually, happens often. Everyone needs to install dash cams in their car to increase the chances of footage of these. Yes, and they got that one, the Vegas one. They got footage of that. People on their uh, what is it? The Ring cameras and home security devices. What's up, Maria? Glad you caught it live, right on time. Yeah, just some questions I thought I'd bring up. And Wild Man, I don't know if you heard the part where, with everything, I'm sure you're keeping up with. I hope you're keeping up with what's going on, brother. And I would imagine just because you're very intelligent and you're on top of everything, and you go far down the rabbit hole, bro, and you still surface. So props to you, and I can't wait to pick your brain one of these days, man. Um, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh, just that this is the spirit that you can see Bigfoot's presence right now, bro. It's going on with the drama, with the documentary. It's going on with the flap. It's Bigfoot is here. Yes, sir. Let's hit it one more time.
Bigfoot Mania 2026.
Yeah, bro. Yes, the trickster element is here. The honest element of Bigfoot is here. Buckle up, get a grip, folks. We're in for the ride. So, again, exciting times, man. Aussie Sue, what's up, Aussie Sue? Hopefully, you caught that report earlier. I've been stumbling on the reports a bit. And, yeah, I'm big. Actually, I'm ripped. But we still get these reports off. So, it's all good. And we do it how we like to do it. And we're doing it because we love it. Hey, could I get a cheers? Cheers to that. Aussie Sue's cracking up. How's the future, Aussie Sue? Is it looking grim for us? Should we start our prepping? Yeah, we all should be prepping. That's for sure. I'll watch back, no problem, Aussie Sue. It was kind of I'm gonna feel embarrassed later. I was like, damn, I was stumbling a lot, but it's all good. They put a lot of the typos, so we could blame them too. It's all good. Oh, kind of zoomed on the page there. Let's see. So that is pretty interesting. Some things to bring up there. These comments going by. Wild man, you have a point. They could be UFOs, brother. Why not? Can't knock it. Especially the rate of things are going these days. And I really like that. Even some of the hardcore non-woo people are like, even right now in these moments, high tension moments, I see some people opening up their hearts. It's amazing. So yeah, I see some good things happening as well, man. It's nice. What else we got? Let's see before we head out. Let me check right quick. Yeah. Someone should start that documentary on Bigfoot psychology. Right now is the time. If they haven't done it already. Shoot, part 2. And let's see here. I don't think we've Wild man to the office. I don't think we've called them in before. Anyway, anyone heading to the Ohio conference? It's kind of perfect timing. So you get the flap, everyone's all pumped up, squatched up, and then you have this big conference popping off. And I think the homie Alex Petikoff is going to be speaking at this one. So congratulations to Alex. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well deserved. And yeah, no, that's I mean, hopefully this brings a lot of more squatchy energy into Ohio, which it already is, I'm sure, but even more. And of course, revenue and all that good stuff. Maybe some more people opening up to their experiences and encounters and stuff, not only in Ohio, but everywhere else. I'm sure the flaps caused a few things to shake up out there on the planet. And let's see. Ghosts. Ooh. Yeah, I gotta get one of these in. Wildman says, yeah, the non-woo people are opening up their hearts while I install wild farts to enhance their upgrade. Oh, Wildman made me read that. Come on, bro. That's, you know what? I did see Brother Joe. Um, let's see, what does he go by now? He goes, is it Joe? It's Joe Chronicles sometimes, but he mentioned something earlier, and it was during a Barry Littleton's live, and I saw it was cool to see Barry and Jessica on today, and uh, yeah, it was good that they did that stream. It's a lot of I don't know if you caught that, Wild Man or anyone else, but Barry Littleton, yeah, stepping up to the plate and yeah, it was a good stream. And I won't get into all that. Y'all just check it out if you'd like, or maybe you did. Um, yeah. So Ohio Bigfoot Conference, that should be exciting. So much deserved, Alex Pedikov. Good job. I'm sure you're gonna rock the spot. And don't forget we got effects here. Come on, can we make it happen, camera? No. Yeah, the camera's been acting weird. There we go. Camera's been acting weird tonight. Anyway, before we head up out of here, let's see. We're a little past the hour mark. Cool, not too bad. I'm gonna go maybe digging around for some more of these Ohio reports in that area and other high strangeness. And I did ask, remember when the flap first started, the streak happened. I was asking if there was any other high strangeness going on at the time, any other UFO sightings. We know they get the UFOs out that way. Uh, but during the flap, or maybe right before well, yeah, they got the meteor. Damn it. Ah, any other high strangeness? How about orbs? Yeah, any missing people? And we did find one article. Sorry, Mike. Of some guy being found, I think, in a river, which kind of caught my attention, but who knows? It was an unknown, I think, at the time, and but it had just happened right during the when the flap was happening. So it's something to look at. I'm gonna keep poking around there, see what happens with that, and of course, keeping out an eye out, an ear out for any other high strangeness. Y'all keep me informed. Yeah, drop me a comment on anything I should be checking out. But again, don't forget to check out the posts. We definitely got some stuff we've been sharing there. And if you want to check out some interesting content, go for it. So let's see. Let me pull up this before we head on out. Want to appreciate everyone for hanging out and supporting again. Y'all have a blessed rest of your week. Stay safe out there. And yeah, I think we pretty much hit everything I wanted to hit on tonight. So yeah, thank you again. Let's hit our outro. I'm fizzling out. I'm fizzling out. Okay, y'all. One love.